Welcome to this week's edition of The Agenda. I'm BJ Mathis, your host for today's show. I've been living in Henry County for the past 25 years. One of the things that I heard constantly said by people who live here is we need some decent restaurants in Henry County. Trust me, 25 years ago, we were happy when the Hardys came to town. But those things have changed with the growth that has come to the area. And we've had a lot of wonderful restaurants that have come in. A lot of those are nationally known restaurants, and of course we all enjoy them up around the Jonesboro Road exit. But I'm really excited about a new restaurant that has recently opened here in my district on Highway 20 near Westridge Parkway. And this is going to give us an opportunity to expand our culinary adventure, if you will, and this is new for me. I had an opportunity to attend a recent event here, and I am so excited to have a show today featuring a wonderful new restaurant called Palm Beach. And my guest today is Chef Geir Keelan, who is the owner and also the chef here. And thank you so much for taking time to be on the show today.
Well, thank you for coming here. I appreciate it.
Tell me a little bit about who you are and how in the world you ended up in Henry County of all places.
All right, that's a very long story, but I can try to cut it short. I was lucky back in the late 80s to get a job for Norwegian Cruise Line. I am from Norway and sailed there for a little while, and that's where I met my wife. She worked for Carnival Cruise Line, and we decided to get married. And actually, first we were supposed to stay in Norway, but things changed, and we ended up staying here instead. I worked my way around here in the hotels in Atlanta, for Hiltons and Marriott and Sheraton, and now it was time to start something for my own. So that's how this came about.
You know, one of the things that people constantly comment about when they take cruises is always the food and how wonderful the food is. And you have a lot of experience related to those cruises.
Yeah, I kind of brought some of that with me here. It was a natural choice for both my wife and I to go with this theme because we sailed in the Caribbean. We fell in love with the Caribbean and with each other. We travel back there very often, and it's, to me, the food is a little bit exotic, but it's still not so exotic that it will scare people away. Now, I have some things on my menu that people don't know about, and I kind of sneak them in on people as a side dish, and they try it, and there's so many people coming up to me and say, "What is this?" And it's my pleasure to go out and explain what it is, and you know, people enjoy that.
Well, I have to admit, I'm probably one of those people that don't venture out and try things that I'm not really familiar with. And but I have purpose that I'm going to try to branch out a little bit more, because there's some wonderful dishes out there that would really add to the culinary experience. And in a few minutes, we're going to talk about a few of those. But I want to zero in a little bit more on some of the folks that you have catered for in the past. And I went to your website and looked at that, and that's a pretty impressive list. That include people such as Jane Fonda and Elton John, and also the Woodruffs. And for those who are new to the Georgia area, of course, those are the folks that own Coca-Cola. How was that as far as experience for you?
I got that experience through Fifth Group Restaurants, which Bold American Catering was a part of that, and a very prestigious catering company. And it was a completely different level. I mean, you're used to catering, you know, on mid-level scale. This is only the best is good enough, and Price doesn't really matter, and that was fantastic. A lot of fun to do these things, and to meet all these people that are so influential in our society.
Well, you've also had an opportunity, I guess, to cook with some of the best chefs in the country as well.
Yeah. You must have been on my website. There's a picture of me and Paul Prudhomme.
Yes.
Yeah, that was another event that we had at Bold American. We It's funny. He in this picture, he looks like he's up there in full action. Unfortunately, he is in not so good health, and he's actually on that picture sitting on a mobile cart, electric carts, because he can't walk around in the kitchen. But it was a great experience to meet him and talk to him and talk food with him. And even though he didn't sling the pans himself, he was in there with us and talked about food all throughout the event.
Another thing I noticed is that you actually won a silver medal in the U.S. Chefs Open in 1991 in regional in the ethnic category.
Yes, I did. Some years back now, and I was working for the Hilton at the time. They agreed to sponsor me, and they didn't really know what I was going to put on the menu when they agreed to it, and my choice was reindeer. I am from Norway, so that was a natural choice for me. It became a challenge to find the product, and it was funny. Just in order to do the competition, it required $850 worth of reindeer. So when they got the tab, they said, "You better win something." And I did. I brought home the silver medal for that. That was fun.
I think when most people think about reindeer, they think about Christmas, but I guess there's not a whole lot of difference between the deer that we hunt here and reindeer.
The reindeer roams around free in Norway just like the deer does here. The diet is completely different, and therefore the meat tastes different. So the meat is the cuts can be similar, but the flavor is different, and it's fantastic. Unique flavor. It can't even be described, because there's no other meats that tastes similar to it. I served a tenderloin of the reindeer, a very tip, and it is so tender that you don't even need a knife. You can cut it with a fork, and I just lightly season it with salt, pepper, and thyme. That's all they require there. Of course, there was a lot of other things on my dish, but it's so unique in its flavor by itself, so you don't want to overpower with heavy seasoning on that.
Another aspect of your business here at Palm Beach is also your catering business, Culinary Yours.
Yes.
And as I was looking on the site, on your website, you go beyond just Caribbean food, and you touch on some other types of cuisine as well.
Yeah, I'm going after a wide market. I'm not necessarily going after the typical catering market where a lot of other people is focusing on. So I say, if you have a wedding or something, and my first question would be, where are you going on honeymoon? And I will try to theme the event to that. I had a challenge one time, which I wasn't prepared for, but we handled it well. So they were going to South Africa on their honeymoon. South Africa is not known for their cuisine, but we did some research and found some of the dishes. Most of them are not sounding or looking so appealing, but we used ingredients and modified them and made them into hors d'oeuvres, and it was a huge success.
Well, I noticed too that even in the American cuisine, you had cross country, you had the Halloween, and also the 70s theme in there. So it looks like there's something for everybody.
I will take on any theme that you would like. Most likely, I have done the theme already, and if I haven't, I'd be glad to do like I did with the African theme and research it and make it happen.
Another thing that I wanted to talk about, because we're going to be going to the break in just a second, and you touched on this briefly when we first began the show, and that's when people are reluctant to try things that they're not familiar with. And I had underlined a few things on the menu that kind of I was not very familiar with, to get you to maybe explain what some of these things are.
Yeah, you want to try to pronounce it the way Americans would normally read it off the
A
menu?
Southerner would have looked at that and called it Jicama.
Yeah, and it's Jicama, and that's a frequent question I have here. I snuck that in, and it's on a simple dish where kind of just a snack. It's I put some wings on the menu. Not typically what we would do in a restaurant like this, but it's good bar food. And to do it a little bit different, we also offer jerk wings. Although, instead of putting the celery sticks, like most restaurants will serve it with, I put the jicama sticks. The jicama is a root vegetable used in the Caribbean and South America, and it is has the consistency of an apple or pear, something like that, and it's crisp and hold a lot of water. And it goes well with the wings, and it goes well with a lot of things. I'm using it in some salsas and some stuff back here also.
Now, is that mainly, I guess, to help when the wings are hot, to try to cool things down a little bit, or is it just a flavor enhancer?
Well, it's both. I mean, I serve it with mild wings as well, and it's just a good contrast to the wings. It's refreshing and crisp.
Okay. The other thing we were looking at, and of course I sort of equated that to being gravy, which it's really not.
Yeah, I have a word, velouté. It's it's a classic French word actually. It's one of the 5 mother sauces. I'm a chef, and I don't like to use the word gravy. Gravy is kind of anything that's thick, but it's a sauce. It's classified in different directions that you have. Yeah, velouté is one, a bechamel, a hollandaise. There's different kind of types of sauces, and so I see no reason why to hide the true name for the sauce I'm using.
Well, that's interesting about gravy, because, yeah, you're right. Usually we use that to cover up things that don't taste so well otherwise, but it's pretty versatile here in the South. I was looking at one of your desserts on the menu, the margarita tapioca pudding, and it has a sweet chili sauce. Now, that's something you don't really see, is chili and dessert added together.
No, it's not as common. I just top the chantilly cream with the sauce. It's sweet, but it also has a little heat. It just I do a little different contrast from what you normally used to.
Well, we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, you're going to demonstrate some of your signature dishes here at the Palm Beach restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, stay tuned. I'm BJ Mathis, and this is The Agenda.
Miss Johnson, come in, please. We need to do a mass mailing. I want you to print it, stuff it, and have it in the mail by tomorrow. Let's go! Let's go! Miss Johnson, you got that mailing out yet?
Are you tired of your boss telling you to stuff it? Then bring your next mailing project to Better Letter Mailing Services. We're your one-stop print shop, copy shop, and letter shop. Remember Better Letter.
At On the Square Gun and Pawn, you'll find everything you need
For her.
for him,
For her.
for him,
For her.
for him.
For them. There's something for everyone at On the Square Jewelry and Pawn in McDonough.
Welcome back to the agenda. I'm BJ Mathis, and today I am at Palm Beach Restaurant. It is located in the new public shopping center on Highway 20 at Westridge Parkway. And I am so excited about the opening of this restaurant, and I hope that you will come out and try some of this wonderful cuisine. I'm here with Chef Geir, and he is going to give us a demonstration of some of the dishes that you can get when you come to Palm Beach Restaurant. Chef, tell us what you're going to be doing today.
We're going to do a Bimini Voodoo Callaloo crab soup. It's a spicy soup. I have modified it slightly from the traditional soup, how it's made in the Caribbean, to be more appealing looking and adapt to McDonough. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the preparation that goes into it, and also the final product, how we serve it here in the restaurant. I also like to show you our chocolate lava cake, which you can also find the recipe. I don't think we have time to do the making of that, but you can see the recipe and pictures if you go to the restaurant website, which is palmbeach-restaurant.com.
All right, well, we're going to get started.